What?
Ooh, listen to that, Jeff.
Today I'm going to drive up to my dad's house and see if he'll give us a tour of his new workshop. And it's perfect timing because he texted last night and told me that we missed something pretty important on the old Apple II, and it has something to do with this power supply. So I'm going to take this original power supply up there. All right, I brought the power supply for the Apple II, and I figure we can get to that in a bit, but I think your workshop is looking pretty nice here, and I wanted to show people it because I think there's some cool ideas in here that other people could steal.
All right, yep, and I stole most of them, so have at it.
Open source workshop ideas.
Yes, exactly.
This is, you started doing this after I had worked on the workbench at the studio. And I think you stole a couple ideas from that, but you have some good ideas of your own.
I wouldn't know what they are, Jeff, but no, I did. I'm building just needed. Like I'm doing things like what do I need? And, you know, I've got, you know, the things I use more often, the scope, that voltmeter up there, those I use the most to see what's going on with electricity. And then my little solder happiness there, I figured I'd have that handy all the time. But I need one of those little guns, those solder sucking guns.
Ooh,
you got one anywhere?
The desoldering gun. And
I do have
you also have a corner of the ceiling that's ready to hit people that are taller.
I have that because I don't hit it. I'm not tall enough to hit it, but other people
Just
do.
like this beam across the top here. This
hiding,
is in the
hiding
basement.
the basement beam. Yeah.
Yeah, but you have something that I don't have yet at the studio, which is this the magnifying glass. Can you show me how that thing works?
Yeah. So this guy, you know, the idea is you could take a board like this one, and you could clip it for stability, and then you can aim your lights on it. So if I want to have it like that, I'm going to aim my lights on it, turn it on, and I get the light how I want it. Come up here, and I can focus right on it. So I can literally now use my little tiny little tools while my hands are still working, and I could literally do work on the board. So that's the main thing I got it for, but it's very entertaining for grandkids also. It's very entertaining. It has a micro thing. You can see, you know, eyes of dead flies. So if you find a dead fly or two around here, I'll probably be keeping it in my little plastic cup. So show the grandkids.
Nice. And you have the Gear-ling engineering sticker on here.
Yeah,
too.
that's a sticker, and it's a magnetic area, so it's like I can cover it or not if I need to do anything. If I'm working on something, I can slap the sheet up there. Just enough tools hanging out to get 90% of what I need to do, and I got a little bin over there with the rest of the smaller tools. So
I also noticed that you have some coax hanging down over here too.
Yeah,
and you've recently been putting in some antennas.
Yeah, I do. I have 3 antennas out of 4 I plan to put up out there. I've got a little tri-band antenna up there that I'm using for my local ham experimentation and listening. I do a lot of listening, but not talking yet. So doing that. And then I've got the FM for this. This is like a critical monitor for me. It monitors 3 of the FM stations in town that I am responsible for. It alarms and emails. And then I've got this is a spare cable that goes outside to the box so that I could do a swap in there if I wanted to, or a splitter, or hang another antenna, which is what I actually plan to do. So, and then out, not even making it here yet, because I hate to make the cable longer, is the Meshtastic antenna, which I have mounted at the peak of my roof. It comes down, it comes above the laundry area. So, yeah, that's and it works. I'm seeing people out there, and now it's like getting the software right, making sure I've got the right coding in to be on long and all that kind of stuff. That
and you got a YouTube play button above everything over there.
Yeah, I do. I got the YouTube.
You always have weird wall art.
Yeah,
I keep hearing this thing. It's a mechanical clock too.
Yeah. That's
from what I've heard. It's the Gear-ling clock, right?
Yeah, it's the gear clock. I saw it online somewhere and said that's a gear clock, and it's perfect. So I got it and had it at my office for years, and I brought it home. So, and then this little clock on the end there, that's a story too. I got that as a gift from my son. So,
but not this son.
No,
that's from the other son. I think Joel got
it. Oh, he got it at a place or a fair or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, but then this one was from me.
Yeah, that was from you, and I got your other deal you made with the motherboard. I still got that over there. I think we showed that in a previous video.
Motherboard art.
The motherboard
the
art.
old workbench.
Yeah,
the old workbench that I modified that I never told you about accidentally a couple times.
Well, that's what that one's for. If I have something that might hurt the surface, I'm taking it in the other room.
Yep, but then you got a frequency chart over here.
Yeah,
and I noticed also you even have like the phonetic alphabet over there, so you're
I'm trying to figure all that stuff out and get it to burn in. I wish I was 20 years old doing that, but and even my Linux commands, I got a little cheat sheet there. The Linux commands, and then below that I got the caps because I'm working more with those AM sites in the last 5 years, and the cap conversion, it's like you got to get that right. You just have to. So.
And then I noticed you have a secondary work setup here that has a rack and all that. I love seeing racks and
this is like a live active work because I'm trying to make these things work into the radio facilities that they're meant to be in, and so there's always a need to pre-wire. You can see back here, I do things like this is a battery I'm using as a voltage in, so I can do the calibration, make sure everything works. Got some remote switching things that I can do, and I can simulate everything at the site here, build it, test it, and then ship it off. And then down here, I got that little tiny rack is waiting for the final results.
The mini rack.
Yeah, the mini rack, yeah.
You built things into, and then you even accidentally broke one of these, but that's because this was kind of a beta.
This
was
that's
a
the
beta
broken
version
one right there, yeah.
I still need to finish honing in all the little details to get it to fit a little better.
Yeah, yep.
But these are kind of heavy boxes too.
Yeah, so those are heavy.
Makes it a little difficult.
They're heavy, but they're short, so gives plastic.
And you even have a 3D printer over here.
I do have a 3D printer.
If I send you the files,
I
think that yours is like 2 millimeters too small to bed on it.
Is it for the
print a mini rack thing? And of course, as any good radio engineer, you just have antennas randomly sitting in different places.
Antenna and my box of antennas. I got a box of capacitors that clean them, test them, label them, the good or bad, and
those aren't like little computer.
These are not ones that you'd hit. The original Apple computer Wozniak was playing with might have had something. No, those are not for that purpose.
They're for like AM radio.
Yeah.
Yep. And then spare parts over here.
Yeah, I got. I'm trying to figure all this out. But these are all things like, do I keep or get rid of them? This is all personal. It's like I've over the years collecting these through. Being involved in radio, and who doesn't want that stuff? Except I never opened them. So anyway,
memorabilia and stuff. And
you
got your main workstation, which consists of lots of screens.
Yeah, my idea first, I was going to put a big one up there just to edit video on and have it, in some kind of quality. But it's like as I built it, it's like that's probably too far. So now, not sure what I'll do. But I had. Like down here, I have like 4 or 5 monitors I can use for stuff, but I got 3 HDMI input monitors together here and stocked them back there and put the mounts on. And this one, if I have a grandkid with me, I tilt it over here and tilt it down, and they can do something.
Was that you, or was that just the computer going to sleep?
That was a computer going to sleep. That's crazy.
Perfect timing. You even got like the whole Earth up. Never mind.
Yeah, it comes up when
it looks like we had a little bit of a crisis with CO2 levels.
Yeah, I believe there's another party. So this is a party where we had everybody pretty much upstairs, but the kids would come downstairs to play around and play the video games, the putting, the whatever else we do down there.
That's probably when we were eating dinner during the party.
That probably is. Eating dinner, and then the kids came downstairs and had some fun. And yep. That is amazing to see down here that much change. But the air does circle, the whole house. It's my air intake is here, and I got the crack under the door to pull the air out. And the furnace is right next to me, so if that kicks on, you would hear that too.
Yeah.
So.
Well, then, and here, I had asked you, like, where did this jar come from? Because I never remember seeing this as a kid.
So I bought this. Yeah, I bought this. It was out in my garage, and I would keep my kits in it. So when I came home and the next day I was going to go somewhere, I would grab my oscilloscope kit, my Ethernet kit, my audio kit, audio parts kit. These were not in there. Other stuff was. But that's what it would do. And I have a tool kit down there, and I'd throw specialty tools in that I normally wouldn't carry.
Because as a radio engineer, you got to go out to tower sites all the time.
Right. So but you don't want this stuff all piled in the back of your car.
Some people do.
Some people do. It's, they're talking... you know, some of the guys I've seen with their trucks and they have those beds with they slide out. Those are pretty sweet. So, but the way I work it, it works great. It's always worked out pretty good for me.
And you got more stuff over here.
Yeah, so this way I organize,
organization.
cables.
More organized than mine.
Yeah, cables and my Raspberry Pi specialty coming products.
Even some old Macs.
Yeah, I got some old Macs there that...
was that one mine? The middle one?
It could have been.
Or was that one, are those all from old radio stations?
It could. Two of them are definitely from radio stations.
Yeah. So I remember getting a zip drive upgrade.
And that was a personal one. And then the G5, the specialty one there is over here.
Yep.
Yeah, I use it as a shelf, evidently, for power distribution.
I see a lot of them use this shelves.
I get that. That's must fun my old HD radio thing. So, yeah. Yeah, that's it's been great. Been a lot more efficient. And the only thing would be better is if I could spend hours per day in here instead of some hours per week. Because I'm still running around and helping out, watching a grandkid's soccer game, all those important things. So,
yeah, there's always a little more time in life, I guess, to do your workshop stuff. But one fun thing is bringing the kids and teaching them stuff. Yeah, I think one of your grandkids helps you with some of this stuff too.
Yeah, one of his this is like his workstation actually for this project. I'm teaching him. He's been the one cutting the wires, sticking them together, watching how the software interacts and how to calibrate and all that kind of stuff. So he's 18, so he's available for future work, that's for sure. So, and I'm using him now, and it's fun. It's great. It's a great time with the kids. And you know, I got this little box here. This is stuff like, what do you do when your grandkids come over? It's like, we take apart old computers. We'll open up a hard drive and see what's going on in there. We got a camera in there, an old
tablet, a Kindle player.
Yeah, Kindle or something. And these old parts where you can just, you know, play and show them things. This is an old microwave front panel.
You could desolder stuff.
Yeah, you can desolder. You can teach them to solder on not breaking things. So yeah, so a lot of things to play with. Like, you save stuff to play with your kids. A little bit of soccer, a little bit of baseball, a little bit of golf, and a little bit of electronics. So it all works.
A little bit of flux fumes.
Yeah, the flux fumes and kids. I don't think there's a study on that shows any trouble. So no, we don't do too much of that. So
yeah, but we have the Apple II on the workbench over here. And last night you texted me and said, "Hey, look at this. What did you find?"
Yeah, so you know, we had talked about doing the memory around the RAM chips, where they should all be as long. You keep obviously the same in a row, the same company, same product. But in the process of switching, it's like, you know what? I'm going to start testing the voltage pins. I want to see what the voltage looks like now, and the voltage wasn't there on the -12 or the -5. So the good news is that's probably a big part of the problem. If you don't have -5, I guarantee you that's part of the problem. So I went back and traced back to this, and you saw we had an original video where I was testing the voltages right on this guy, and they were all there. Watch out for that thing. But they were all there, so we know that at one time this had -12, and so I went back and found that the chip here that converts a -12 that comes off of this chip, the -12 isn't there, so naturally the -5 isn't there. That's, you know, this is the one thing. So then I asked you to bring the old supply back, so now I can play with this guy and see about bypassing that filter that's here. Yeah, which scared you, I know that, right?
Whenever I hear the clicking, I don't want to be too close. I've had capacitors pop and hit me in the face.
Yeah. Yeah, and then this you can see is the debris from taking out all of the aluminum foil, which I know was a concern too.
That was all hanging out inside the case, and I was like, this is a 50-year-old aluminum foil held on with 50-year-old fiberglass tape.
Yep.
And some of it started like sagging, and I was nervous about that too. Yeah. I'm always more nervous about these things than you are, it seems.
Well, I'm nervous because I want to know how the grandkids are going to take off the tape and recycle the aluminum there, Jeff. What's up with that?
That might not be aluminum foil back then. That might be like lead foil or something.
Look at that.
Was it aluminum foil back in the day?
I think if you bite on it, I could tell the difference of aluminum and not aluminum. But when I want to see RF, you want to see RF, it's probably going to be on a screen, so kind of mounting a screen with some device with an antenna. You know that that whole world is awaiting. And I've got, you know, my kits here, the Nano VNA, and I got the SA in there underneath there, the spectrum analyzer. And so anyway, that's another. So I'm trying to incorporate that. So I think if I get that up, I'll be good for a while. So
you'll be able to do a lot more experiments.
I'll be able to do a lot more
testing.
experiments and testing and things like that. Yeah.
Yep. And you even got a good assortment of all your little patch cables, BNC.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure.
leads.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out the critical ones, and if I put one on each side here, probably it doesn't get in the way of anything. But right now, it's great. You know, you grab the cables out and you just can test. So yeah. I like it. I like it so far. It's pretty easy, and it feels like I designed it myself. All right.
So we're gonna take the old power supply, plug it in, see if we can make some magic smoke with it or not, and see if it's working any better, and maybe debug what's going on with it. Because people said in the last video, well, you have to have a load on it, and we did. We had it plugged into the motherboard and it was clicking then too. So maybe there is an issue somewhere on the motherboard still that we haven't found, but you know, this is the process of debugging.
Why don't we pull this here, Jeff? See if it still clicks, right?
Yeah, it should be.
Well, ready?
You like living on the edge. Well, you got to turn it on, I think.
Remember,
off is on.
Wait, do I turn it on or off?
Don't have this touching the foil either. Yeah, see? Tick, tick, tick.
Yeah. Yep.
So it does that, but a lot of people said that with no load it will do that. That's expected behavior. So if you plug it into the Apple II, what happens?
So you want to do that?
Yeah, let's do it.
You are gutsy.
You're the one holding it.
Let's see. That is the right way. I'm 99% sure because I see the edge. Come on. There it goes. It even clicked.
Okay.
All right. You ready?
So this is plugged in. Let's see if it clicks. You got to switch the switch.
Ah. Let me get this off of there too.
Oh yeah, that'll short something out.
It was okay, but it was.
What?
Ooh, listen to that, Jeff. What?
Why is it working now? I think that the Apple II might be working. Maybe we just didn't have it seated in or something. Turn it on again.
Listen to that.
Okay.
Okay, so here's the next quickest thing. I just happen to have a long VGA cable here.
VGA?
No, not VGA. What is that other thing? They came out with something new.
HDMI. Well, at least
DVI.
It's not
oh yeah, and then they came out with HDMI. I just happen to have a cable that I can plug in the back of this guy.
This is the best way to debug. Have your monitor way over there, and then you come all the way across the room to here.
Exactly.
So when you do something, you look way back there.
Yeah.
I think one thing, like I could get you a stand for a monitor over here. You know.
That would be good because that's one of my for sure's. Like I definitely am going to get a monitor over here.
So that you don't have to debug things across your room.
Exactly. So I don't have to come in and debug. Let's see. Okay. So just for fun, we'll turn this on. Let's see.
Yep, here it comes, Apple II. I think that it's working. I think we need to press buttons on the keyboard.
Yeah, okay, so now. Okay.
Well, but we don't have the keyboard plugged in, and that was one thing I was wondering was maybe the keyboard was throwing the system for a loop.
Yeah, and then the whole thing about get that cable right. So you got the pin 1 to pin 1 thing.
It goes that way. Like the connector goes out that way.
So this was in like this.
Like that, yeah, like that.
So this goes like this.
Okay, Apple II.
Look at that.
So it's just going to work.
It's going to work. So it is actually.
Press a key. Yep. QWERTY.
Look at that.
Okay, well, so the key is that we need to just let the power supply sit for a long time, and then it will just work without any problem.
Yeah.
But it was clicking, like that we.
It was definitely clicking with it plugged in. So that's why we went through the whole iteration of things to do
that's why I bought the Pico RC. Wow. It wasn't just unplugged clicking. So I don't know. Maybe it just needs. I mean, it is old. Sometimes old things need time to sit around and not do anything to recover, right?
That's true for me. That's for sure.
Well, anyway, so maybe I won't be having to take this thing up to VCF Midwest, but I think that There'll still be a lot of learning to do up there, and maybe I'll talk to some people about Apple II stuff and their stories.
Wow.
So it's weird, but a good way to finish the video. It works.
Yeah, it works. It works. Now we're going to have a fun time doing what?
Now, well, we got to figure out how BASIC works and how assembly language works.
Well, we want to see some of these programs. There were there were tapes and stuff that looked like they were personally coded. You know, like they might have been built up some program in there. It'd be interesting to see, you know, what's going on.
Yeah, well, we'll get to that, and then that's a good way to conclude this part of the saga of this Apple II.
It's looking good.
Yep, and we'll see you on the next one.
Yeah.
We won't leave you hanging. We did actually try out loading programs from cassette, and we had mixed results there.
And I think the idea is it'll wait 30 seconds or more for the load to start.
Nope.
Oh, there you go.
Okay, now we can do list to just list the contents, right?
Yeah.
There it is.
And then run.
This was what it did last time. It started beeping and doing weird stuff. But
I think every time there's a beep noise programmed in to do it, Control G or something. But that's a lot of coding. Uh-oh, that doesn't look good. I don't know about that either.
Hi, mem. Well, we actually tried like 5 different times to load from cassette. That was not working. It would load sometimes and then have this weird issue with high mem and weird stuff after it loads. Other times it would say error, ERR, and we tried some software that was made for AppleSoft Basic and some software that was made for like the original Apple I Basic. We even loaded some programs from the internet through some archival websites, and I tried playing them back from my iPhone and from the Mac Mini, and there was just none of it worked. So I don't know if it's the cassette interface or something in the RAM or what, but that's just the next thing that we're going to debug on here. Anyway, it's you can follow along on GitHub. We'll keep plugging away, and someday we'll actually show you this thing working in all its glory, running an actual application, but that day is not today. However, it is working, and that's a lot better than we could say yesterday. So we'll see you next time.